Welcome to the news on NTA International. You can watch these news on our various social media handles displayed on your screen. I am Olajide Bello. Let's start with the headlines. Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, and Nigeria Police Force warn candidates against patronizing fake websites. Former U.S. President Donald Trump to testify in criminal trial on Monday. Plus, multiple casualties recorded at a shopping complex attack in Sydney, Australia. Nigeria, regarded as the giant of Africa, can be greater, but leaders across levels of government must take up the responsibility to make the country the true leader of black nations in the world. This was especially plea by Vice President Kashim Shettima when his principal President Bola Tinubu hosted state governors and some members of the National Assembly at his Lagos residence. State House correspondent Musbaut and Wahab reports.
All roads from the state's capitals led to Lagos once again, with a convergence of national and subnational leaders here. This perhaps is a testament to the popularity of President Bola Tinubu. For this assemblage, therefore, beyond the feast, appraisal of a state of affairs in the country was imminent, and none other describes the host better than his second-in-command, who says the man in charge is a leader with the right capacity and capabilities that Nigeria needs to manage its complexities at the moment.
When there was doom and gloom enveloping this nation, when the nation was at the precipice, on the verge of an implosion, he stood for the nation. He sacrificed his life and resources for the enthronement of democracy in this country. And the gathering of 27 governors of different colorations in this chamber bears testimony to the fact that he's a unifying leader who has embraced all tendencies. And I have seen a Fulani governor eating pounded yam with stockfish. The governor, you know. And instead of looking for guinea corn, this notorious governor of Adamawa, a Margi man, he was eating rice. I was amazed.
Vice President Shettima believes the greater Nigeria being desired requires purposeful leaders and unity amongst the citizens.
Let's unite. Let's rally around our leader and propel and catapult this nation to a greater pedestal. 230 million black people, some of the most industrious black people on earth. So the future of the black man rests on our shoulders to make Omar. So I'm quite glad by the outpouring of emotion and support. The economy has turned the corner. By the grace of God, in the coming months and weeks, the economy will roar back to glory.
And from the evaluation of leaders of a subnational, those hard policy decisions of a Nigerian leader are beginning to yield positive results, enumerated to include better naira value, distribution of palliatives, and other infrastructural projects.
My colleagues are here to support you, and we also thank you for the support you've been giving the subnational. As we speak to you, trucks are rolling out across the nation, distributing grains to various states. I have received. Most of the states, in fact, have all received. And this, the news of what you're doing, those that are hoarding food items are really releasing them. That's part of the reason why these commodity prices are going down.
Almighty Allah should protect you. Protect your vice president and protect your administration. Almighty Allah should protect all of us. Grant us the wherewithal to make Nigerians happier as we are making them.
The president and his Muslim guest were earlier at the Dolphin Estate Mosque, Ikoyi, for Juma prayer. In Lagos, Musbao, then Wahab, NTA News.
Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, is optimistic that the Vice President's official residence will be delivered on schedule. The minister gave this indication when he inspected the ongoing project on Saturday, 13th April in Abuja. Onoze Yakubu reports.
Visit, they have made significant progress.
The Vice President's official residence in Abuja is one of the priority projects earmarked for inauguration come May this year, when President Bola Tinubu will be marking his 1 year in office.
Interlocking is completed, the blasting is ongoing also in this area.
Optimistic and willing to fulfill his pledge of delivering the project on schedule, the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike visited the ongoing project site to ascertain level of work.
The last visit made and this visit today shows there's a lot of improvement. When the company has still maintained the fact that they are going to hand over by that May, ours is to hope on what they have said. They have still committed to it. We don't have any doubt that they have the capacity to meet up the deadline. But as for the quality of job, of course, you can see the work according to the design and the specification. So we believe, by the grace of God, that something that will actualize.
With the countdown to the delivering date and ticking ambiances all in a bid to meet up with the deadline, it is obvious FCT residents will witness what stakeholders term massive project execution in days ahead. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
Former U.S. President Donald Trump says he plans to take the stand in his criminal trial for illegal payments of hush money that will start in New York on Monday. Chukwunonso Nwabueze reports that some New York City residents are already calling for justice ahead of the commencement of the trial.
Donald Trump, who will become the first former U.S. president to go on criminal trial when jury selection begins next week, stated his position on the upcoming trial while answering questions by reporters at his Florida home at the weekend.
Yeah, I would testify, absolutely. It's a scam. It's a scam. That's not a trial. That's not a trial. That's a scam.
Donald Trump goes on trial Monday for allegedly covering up $130,000 hush money payments to adult film star Stormy Daniels to hide affairs ahead of the 2016 presidential election. The payments, allegedly made by Trump's lawyer at the time, Michael Cohen, was revealed in January 2018. Prosecutors have seized on the concealment of the payments as legal fees in the Trump organization's accounts. When the scandal broke, the then President Trump denied any relationship with Daniels, insisting he knew nothing about the payment, eventually claiming it was to thwart attempted extortion.
If you read Jonathan Turley, if you read Andy McCarthy, if you read the legal, they said there's not even a case there. That's election interference by the Biden administration.
Some New York City residents say the former president should face justice.
And I think it's a great thing. He has a lot of supports in New York City, though, but I'm confident New York City is very liberal and is very upfront, and I'm pretty sure justice is going to be made.
It's hard to get a fair trial when he's constantly attacking the judge and the judge's family, so he makes it hard on himself. But I think he can get it. I think New Yorkers can handle giving him a fair trial.
In terms of protocol, I don't really think he should go to prison. I think right now the country is just too divided, and there would be people are talking crazy like the next civil war and stuff. It's unbelievable, and I pray it doesn't happen.
Trump's fate will be decided by 12 jurors backed by 6 alternates selected from a randomly chosen pool of Manhattan residents. He could be theoretically be jailed if found guilty, with a prison sentence of up to 4 years for each of the 34 felony counts. However, the judge has the discretion to impose just a fine or alternative sentences, including probation, acknowledging Trump's age and clean criminal history. Chukwunonso Nwabueze, NTA News.
U.S. space scientists have unveiled the interplanetary probe, the Clipper spacecraft. Chukwunonso Nwabueze reports that NASA plans to send it to one of Jupiter's icy moons as part of humanity's hunt for extraterrestrial life.
The Clipper spacecraft is due to blast off in October, bound for Europa, one of dozens of moons orbiting the solar system's biggest planet and the nearest spot in celestial neighborhood that could offer a perch for life. The $5 billion probe is currently at NASA's Jet Laboratory in California, sitting in a clean room, a sealed area only accessible to people wearing head-to-toe covering. The precautions are to ensure the probe remains free of contaminants to avoid transporting earthly microbes to Europa.
One of the fundamental questions that NASA wants to understand is, are we alone in the cosmos? If we were to find the conditions for life and then someday actually find life in a place like Europa, then that would say, hey, in our own solar system there are two examples of life, Earth and Europa. That would be huge for understanding how common life might be throughout the universe.
After transport to Kennedy Space Center in Florida, Clipper is set to launch aboard a SpaceX Falcon Heavy rocket and begin an over 5-year journey that involves a pass by Mars to pick up speed. It is expected to be in orbit around Jupiter and Europa in 2031, where it will begin a detailed study of the moon. Scientists believe it is covered in frozen water.
We are going to explore Europa. It's an icy moon of Jupiter, about the size of our moon, with an ocean below it. We believe that it has more water than twice of all of Earth's oceans combined. We're going to explore this moon to assess habitability. Does it have an environment that could actually sustain life presently?
The mission's planning, which began in the late 1990s, is expected to conclude around 2034, when Clipper will likely have reached the end of its useful life. Chukwunonso Nwabueze, NTA News.
The Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese says heart goes out to victims of Saturday's stabbing attack at a shopping complex in Sydney. The Prime Minister also offered his thanks to first responders following the tragic incidents that claimed more than 5 lives. Chukwunonso Nwabueze has more.
The Prime Minister says the incidents occurred at the sprawling Westfield Bondi Junction Mall complex, which was packed with Saturday afternoon shoppers.
To any Australian affected by this tragedy, every Australian is with you. It would appear that this person has acted alone. The motives are not known yet, and speculation on that would not be helpful at this time. And it is a reminder that those people who wear uniform are people who rush to danger, not away from it. And I give thanks to every one of them.
Several people took shelter in a supermarket where they remained for about an hour. Australian police say more than 5 people died in the attack, while the injured, including a child, were taken to the hospital.
About 3:10 this afternoon, a male walked into Westfield at Bondi Junction. He left the centre very shortly after and returned about 3:20. As he moved through the centre, he engaged with about 9 people. It is clear that during that engagement he caused harm to those people, we believe, by stabbing them with a weapon he was carrying.
The mall has been locked down, with eyewitnesses saying there was panic at the scene, with shoppers running to safety and the police trying to secure the area.
We're just looking, somebody was injured down there, we're just looking because everyone was looking to see what's going on. Then we saw all these people running towards us, and then we heard a shot, and my husband dragged us into the Adair's shop, and then we got the lady there trying to lock the doors. It was just like the worst thing ever. Like, who does that to people?
The police, while urging people to avoid the area after hundreds of people were evacuated from the shopping center, said one man suspected to be the attacker was shot dead at the scene by an officer. Chukwunonso Nwabueze, NTA News.
Financing for sustainable development is at a crossroads, and without urgent investment, global efforts to achieve a more just and equitable world by 2030 will fail, the UN Deputy Chief has warned. Presenting the latest UN report on the issue, Amina Mohammed called for a surge in investment and reform of the international financial system to rescue the Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs), which are woefully off track. World leaders adopted the 17 SDGs nearly a decade ago, and they include ending extreme poverty and hunger, ensuring availability to clean water and sanitation, and reducing inequality within and among countries. Meanwhile, rising geopolitical tensions, climate disasters, and a global cost of living crisis have hit billions of people, battering progress on healthcare, education, and other development targets.
This is why reforms to the development bank system are so important. With more capital, and multilateral and national development banks can provide hundreds of billions in new resources for SDG investment, and all of this at more affordable rates. Donors also need to make good on commitments on ODA and climate finance. And public finance is also critical for bringing the cost of capital down and thereby leveraging private investment. And this is what we're calling blended finance. We need public money to incentivize private investment that has a real and veritable impact on sustainable development.
You're watching the news on NTA International. More reports when we return.
Fellow Nigerians, it is a good thing to be Nigerian. Good news! The Office of the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is organizing the National Fabric Competition, the #One Nigeria Unity Fabric Competition. The aim is to create a fabric design that would be indigenous to Nigeria, showcasing our culture and unity. This competition is looking out for creativity, concept, and the message of unity. Open to Nigerian youths, both male and female, between the ages of 15 and 25 years. And guess what? You can apply wherever you are in the world as long as you are Nigerian. The winner of this competition goes home with a cash prize of 25 million naira. Are you sure I will not apply for this competition? Submission of entries close on Sunday, 30th of June 2024. Submit your entries by sending pictures of your designs via email to unityfabric.ofl24@statehouse.gov.ng, making sure you capture all parts of your designs. Together, let us unite Nigeria!
Thanks for being there. Zambian President Hakainde Hichilema has urged micro, small, medium enterprises, MSMEs, and cooperatives in that country to embrace collaboration in order to reach their full potential and contribute to the economy, saying their role in economic growth of Zambia is vital. The report.
It's one of the major sources of employment, accounting for about 1.9 million jobs in the country. The micro, small, and medium enterprises is one of the sustainable ways of reducing poverty levels and improving the quality of life for households. But the sector has been faced with many challenges, ranging from lack of access to affordable finances to low usage of technology. This was highlighted during the 2024 MSMEs and Cooperative Indaba, officiated by President Hakainde Hichilema, who was represented.
We must recognize the importance of collective action and innovation to unlock the hidden capabilities of MSMEs and cooperatives in order to contribute to sustainable economic development.
The Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprises is optimistic that with policies and legislation put in place, the sector will thrive.
Our President has put priority on the growth of the MSMEs and cooperatives, and this has been seen since 2021. What is remaining from the President of Cooperatives is to change the mindset of the people.
The main aim of the two policies is to address the challenges that inhibit growth of MSMEs and the cooperatives and increase their contribution to wealth and job creation across the country.
And Zambia Cooperative Federation, ZCF, shared their expectations.
Cooperatives are the only means by which you can create and achieve a strong base of not only SMEs but also larger enterprises. It is all there cooperative, but we have to get it right if we have to get the correct results.
The Indaba, which is the first of its kind, is being held under the theme Harnessing the Power of Collaboration in Fostering MSME and Cooperative Growth for Sustainable Economic Development.
Strategic partnership is believed to be a valuable tool that provides the resources and support needed to succeed in a highly competitive environment. This is exactly the partnership the Nasarawa State Government and the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations sealed. Haman Jabani reports that this happened when the two met in Abuja for long-term growth and success.
The collaboration between the Nasarawa State Government and the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations does not just depend on this pleasantry, but hopeful it will pool resources and technology to achieve mutual success for the people of Nasarawa and the country at large. The strategic partnership will see to the hosting of Nigerian Public Relations Finishing Schools, a groundbreaking initiative for Africa that will represent a transformative professional and educational endeavor. It is also expected to provide the Nasarawa State Government with a team of strategic communication experts in delivering cutting-edge PR solutions to expedite the process of rebuilding trust and further enhance the reputation of Nasarawa State as an attractive destination for investors.
We believe in this Nigeria. I truly believe in Nigeria. I have no doubt that with the kinds of competencies you have around, and with the commitment that I see actually from you, that we are indeed, going to make the impact. But for Nasarawa State, I want to assure you that you have the partner that you are looking forward to.
So I want to congratulate you for having that vision and that passion to give to Nasarawa something they will look up to, something that will inspire them, something that will motivate them to know that they have a state to build. And building that state is not you alone, it's a collective responsibility. And you have done that. It is time to take this great man to the next level. That's why we decided that we are going to partner with you in many ways.
The partnership saw the Nasarawa State Government providing land for the Institute for the Finishing School, and it is the beginning of better collaboration that will guarantee success, that will build brand awareness and profitable future for both parties. Haman Jabani, NTA News.
The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, and the Nigeria Police Force have warned candidates preparing for the 2024 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination (NTAi) against patronizing fake websites. Olayinka Ojo reports that this was at a joint news conference in Abuja. Candidates are to print their slips from the comfort of their homes or visit any of the over 700 accredited computer-based test CBT centers nationwide in a seamless process. The first public relations officer, Olumuyiwa Adejobi, an assistant commissioner of police, says there are several fake websites created by unscrupulous individuals with the intention of misleading candidates. He urges candidates to be wary of the antics of fraudsters, saying the fake websites are designed to deceive innocent candidates into providing personal details such as registration numbers, email addresses, and phone numbers.
The Inspector General of Police has ordered the Nigeria Police National Cyber Crime Center to go after scammers and fraudsters who engage in cyber-related crimes and create phishing sites to portals and cause them to face the full wrath of the law.
While assuring Nigerians of JAMB's commitment in playing its role to ensure hitch-free exercise, Head of Public Affairs, JAMB, Fabian Benjamin, advised candidates to ignore any unsolicited messages from elements whose mission is to defraud them.
And we are urging candidates to note that once you receive any unsolicited message, know that it is fraud, it is a scam. We have liberalized our processes. We have offices in all the 36 states of the Federation, including Abuja. Once you have any challenge, you can also raise a ticket. We have a ticketing platform where your questions will be attended to within 24 hours.
Both organizations assured parents and candidates of their readiness to safeguard their interest and maintain the integrity of the examination process. The National Secretary of the All Progressives Congress, Senator Ajibola Bashiru, says the ongoing reforms in the various sectors of the country by President Bola Tinubu will soon place Nigeria as a nation with one of the most stable economy in the world. The APC scribe expressed this confidence while addressing journalists on the state of the nation in Osogbo, the Osun State capital. Femi Afariogun has the details.
The secretary of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Ajibola Bashiru, who did a comprehensive appraisal of President Tinubu's leadership, emphasized that under him, Nigeria has been able to achieve monumental development through fuel subsidy removal.
So by removal of the fuel subsidy, it made it possible for a huge amount of money to be available not only to the federal government but to the state government to tackle myriads of infrastructural challenges and welfare of our people. So any governor that is not performing, let them ask what has happened to the huge amount of resources that has become available to them after the removal of the fuel and the subsidy.
Bashiru believes that the deliberate steps taken by the Central Bank of Nigeria concerning dollars is taking up Naira now to its true value based on genuine market. He also cited other notable achievements across various sectors as part of effort to make life better for Nigerians.
Coastal highway road which going to pass through about 8 or 9 coastal states and going to signal development in that corridor for our people. Aside that, major infrastructural challenges in the area of power, in the area of agriculture are also being tackled by Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Work is ongoing on streamlining agencies of government with a view to reducing the cost of governance.
Speaking of politics, the APC scribe expressed confidence that the party will emerge victorious in the coming Ondo and Edo governorship elections. In Osogbo, Femi Afariogun, NTA News.
And before we go, a quick look at Sunday's weather forecast in Nigeria and other parts of the world. And that's the news on NTA International. Many thanks for being a part of it. I am Olajide Bello.